problem asks about a computer that costs $1,000. It loses 1/5 of its value every year. First thing I need to do is complete the table. So when I think about losing 1/5, if this is the whole value of the computer and I'm taking away 1/5 of it, that actually means that I get to keep 4/5 of the value. So if we start at $1,000 and I want to know how much I get to keep after 1 year, I multiply by 4/5. The following year, I'm going to do the same thing. Now it's only worth 4/5 of what it was the year before. 800 times 4/5 is 640. To figure out how much it's going to be the next year, I repeat this again to get 512. When I'm thinking about this problem, I'm starting to notice that I'm doing repeated multiplication. And thinking about our notes that we took in our last lesson, an exponential function is always repeated multiplication. Linear has that repeated addition. Exponential has that repeated multiplication. So I know I'm going to be using this equation. So I'm going to start to annotate this table. This is an exponential because it is repeated multiplication. I know I need to use a times b to the x. So I ask myself, what is my a going to be? I'm also asking myself, is this equation growth or decay? Well, I know that it's decay because it's going down every single year. I also know that it's decay because I'm keeping less than 100% of the value. Every year, it's only worth 4/5, and 4/5 is less than 1. If you find that your common factor is less than 1, that means that it is a decay function, not a growth function. So I need to write my equation by thinking about what is my a value going to be. My a value is always my starting amount, and my b value is always going to be my common factor. So what is my a value? It's my starting point of $1,000. What is my b value? What does the 1,000 mean? Well, it means that my computer started with $1,000 value. What does the 4/5 mean? The 4/5, I only get to keep 4/5 of its value every year. It is decreasing by 1/5 of its value every single year. To figure out what it means when v is 12, or when t is 12, what I would have to do here now is take my equation and plug in 12 as the exponent. I would do this on a calculator on Chrome because that way I can actually do the 4/5 in parentheses first. So I would do 4/5 to the 12th power, and then I would multiply that by 1,000. For 12 years, this computer is only worth $69, which probably makes sense because at that point, like a 12-year-old computer probably is pretty slow and would suck and not be worth very much money.